Hi everyone, I'm Ferd and welcome to my video. Today I'm working on an Onan Cummins generator. Been working on this thing for a while, just a winter project. If you've been following me, you know that this is a generator that came off the back of a bucket truck that somebody else was working on and caught the thing on fire and burned it up. I'm converting this from a fuel injected to a carbureted engine. I was told I couldn't do it. Here soon, we're going to find out if Ferd could or not. But anyway, this big project has turned into a lot of different videos. And then this one here, I'm going to show you how to put a governor in one of these Onan engines. And better than that, I'm going to show you how you can find one of these governors to put in the engine, which is harder than putting it in. You can't find parts for this motor. Everything is discontinued. They have no parts for them, not here in the US anyway. If you've got one of these engines, or if you're working on any type of carbureted engine, there's some good information in here about installing governors. But anyway, I want to thank all my subscribers. Got a lot of new ones up there. I wish there was a way through YouTube I could message each and every one of you and thank you for subscribing to my channel, but I just can't. Don't know how, if there even is a way. But thank you everybody for subscribing. If you like the videos, join the family. A lot of good videos up there. There's a lot coming. So ring that notification bell and get notified when I put them up there. Let's put a governor in this Onan engine and enjoy the video. This is what I found in the bottom of the pan. There's my governor. When your engine RPMs go through the roof, this is possibly the problem right here. It's been a couple of months since I've been able to work on this thing. I almost had it finished. Looking for the part here in the United States, I couldn't find it anywhere. Cummins didn't have it. It's all discontinued. Everything about this engine. There was a guy on eBay that was selling this whole thing that had one in it for a ridiculous amount of money. I cross-referenced a few of the Robin Subaru engines, and I found one that was a horizontal. It stood up like that. Different part number, but same governor. I found one. It was in China. It took me a month to get it, but I've got one. And if you need one, he's got 900 of them. Message me, I'll give you his link and you can buy one yourself. There was about 50 bucks. But anyway, I got to put this governor in it. There's two of these thrush washers and a little bearing that goes in between them. That's going to go down there first. Let me lube this thing up. Okay, now this. Now, when I do this, I want to make sure I've got this in there because it's like once this thing goes down there, it's going to snap in place and it's just something you don't want to pull out again. This is some pretty important information before you install this governor on here, and any of them like it. This arrow is pointing down into the sleeve of the governor through the back side, and you'll see the little shiny thing down there. That's actually one of the tabs that hold this governor on that shaft once it snaps in place. There's 3 of them down there on this one. Once it snaps in place, it's there for good. If you try to take it out, you're going to break these things. So you need to be 100% sure that you got everything right when you push this governor down over the shaft. On the left is the sleeve. Looks like a big top hat. On the bottom where the 2 arrows are pointing, we'll call that the brow. Now it's pointing at the bottom of the brow, and if you look at the gear, those arrows are pointing to where this thing is actually going to be riding on that governor once it's installed. In this picture, looking at the gear, you see the arrows pointing at these 2 tabs. The top side of that sleeve is going to be underneath those tabs before you install it. Even though it looks like you may be able to slide this sleeve over top of those tabs onto that rod, you can't do it. There is not enough space, I guarantee you. You have to make sure that this sleeve is mounted underneath those tabs and on top of the bottom tabs when you install the governor, or you're going to have to pop it out of there, buy a new one, do it over again. So just make sure that you understand 100% what I'm talking about of how to install this thing before you do it. So this is very important, very expensive, very hard to get. So I've got my little rod, whatever they call this thing, on there. And I'm going to push this thing down just like that. And I've got it installed. There we go. Everything fits perfect. I made a good choice. So it's kind of locked on there. And you don't want to take it off because this thing's plastic. You see what happens to it. It breaks all to pieces. It's got these little nipples inside of its opening. And if you pull backwards on them, it'll break them. And this thing won't be locked on there like it is. Now when I drop this in there, the camshaft and the governor are going to come together right here. We'll save all that for later. There's 2 oil passages. There's one here and there's one over here. They had these little bitty O-rings like this. It was in each one of them. If you want to pay $12 a piece for them, they certainly have them. Of course they would have something like that, and $12 a piece, or go to Harbor Freight and get you a whole frickin' box of them for $9. These are HNBR O-rings. These are specifically for high temperature and chemical resistance. Don't get the nitrile. They'll melt in there. The one that's going to fit in here is going to be the P009, 11/30 seconds by a half by 5/64. There's an indentation in the block where these will fit down, and this 1/2 inch O-ring fits in there perfectly. Theirs, I don't think did. They had it siliconed to death. I am going to put a little bit of silicone on them because it is a crucial area and I don't want any oil leaks. Just a little bit around that. This is just regular high temperature RTV. I guess I'll get some on my fingers there. Down there, clear that hole out. It's going to smush down pretty good, so we don't want a lot in there that's going to fill that hole. I'm just doing this the way they had it. The original gasket had silicone down to these points right here, and then that was it. Now, another part that was hard to find was the gasket. It wasn't hard to find, it was just ridiculous expensive. And I actually made a video on how I made this gasket. You can go to my channel and find it. But anyway, it's a good fit. Lube this up so my seal will fall down on there real nice without flipping it. Okay, the gasket's on there. Got everything ready. Put this sump down on there. There's my governor. It's going to go right there. Everything lined up real good. On my guide pins. My seal's what's holding it. I want to get something that isn't so sharp. And I'm going to walk this thing around so it doesn't get flipped. Got jiggled this back and forth a little bit. My governor fell in there. It's turning fine, and there it went down in there. We could run these bolts down in it now. These are all the same size. No washers. These are all number 13. We'll do the backwards click trick on it. Okay, the specifications for it are 16 foot-pounds. My foot-pound torque wrench only goes down to 20. So I'll use my inch-pound, just multiply 16 foot-pounds times 12, and I come up with 190 inch-pounds. So that's what I'm going to be torquing this one at. And I'm going to do it in a couple different steps. I'll start at 160 and go back and forth, start in the middle, work my way towards the ends, do that one in the middle, and then do the two outside ones. And now we'll go to the 190. And that should be plenty enough. We're ready to put our oil pump back in it. Over here, we have a little ball bearing. I got it on this magnet. Do not want to drop this down inside the motor. I don't want to take this motor apart again. So I'm going to put it on a magnet and drop her right down in there like that. And we've got our shaft that goes down into the cam. And turn it until you feel it go down into that slot in the cam. Got a spring that goes down over top of that ball bearing. Right there. Got a screen. Fits down in this slot right here. And then we have our pump. We'll take this part, It's got a little dot on it. I really don't know why. Because once it turns around a few times, it's not going to line up anymore. So I know that they were facing up, so I've got that on there. There's an O-ring. Goes around the outside of it. This is a new O-ring, by the way. Okay, on the back side of your cover, got this little round circle thing. You got JT right there. JT's the dude that made this. I'm just kidding. This is going to go over top of that spring right here. Just like that. We got 4 Phillips head screws. And that's it. Just tighten them things down as the best that we can. I got a pair of vice grips on this old screwdriver. Just push down and give it a little tug like that. I'm not very strong and I don't want to strip these things out, so there we go. They're down there pretty good. They're not coming out. Now we can put the engine back on where it came from. 2 ways you can put this motor back on there. You can use a lift, hoist, get 2 people. That's 2 ways. There's a 3rd way. Just used old man strength. I'm just gonna flip this thing over where I can get a hold of it. I ain't get too far to go with it. Just going straight down there. Just like that. And then get my bolts that come out of it and bolt it back on there. And from there on out, I've got to use the lift because this thing is heavy. Now I'm just going to take the serpentine belt and set it in there just like that. And you can see on the back side of the flywheel, there's the pulley for it. Flip that over. I'm going to line this key up. And drop her down on there. And then we could tighten that down. When you're measuring your air gap for your magnetos on the flywheel, you can see here and here. They've got 2 surfaces to measure them with. You could see one right here. There's your magnets. And then up on the top, on the other coil, you can see it right there. If I could turn it, maybe you can see that a little bit better. Just line both of them up, and then we can measure our gap. The gap's 12 thousandths on these. Well, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. Is this my real office? Everybody keeps asking. No, it's not. It's back there on the other side of that Cummins sign you see behind me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you got some information out of it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button. Go back and watch another one. Help me grow my channel. It's growing fast. And if you're putting one of these governors in your Onan engine, or your Briggs & Stratton, your Tecumseh, or whatever engine it might be that has one of these things, have fun.